Today's social media segment is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. Again, your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it. So thanks for coming back. And you know, we had some really cool things that happen in South Louisiana, but especially here in our area. LUMCON is one of those, and I don't know that people always realize what they do, the extent of that, and all the good things they have going on. We're very glad to have with us Dr. Brian Roberts. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Of course, Executive Director and Chief Scientist down at LUMCON, and oh my goodness, Associate Director of Science, Associate Professor, REU Program Director for LUMCON. Man, it seems like you do it all down there.
Well, we have a great team that works with us to make everything happen. But I've been there a while, and
Okay.
as you spend more time at a location, more and more things seem to be put on your plate. Let's say.
Right. You get voluntold for new programs, right? I'm very familiar with that.
Yeah.
So, Brian, tell us a little bit about yourself and how it is that you came to LUMCON and when.
Okay. So. I'm originally from upstate New York, but I've lived in a lot of different places around the country, and I've always had an appreciation for the coast.
Okay.
And I did my undergraduate degree at William & Mary in Virginia. I double majored in biology and philosophy. And then I went to Woods Hole to get a master's degree at the Marine Biological Lab when the Boston University Marine program used to be based there.
Wow.
And so that's really where I got a lot of my love of the coast and realizing how interconnected the humans are with the coast and trying to understand what the impacts of that were and how to make sure that it's a place that people can continue to enjoy.
Right.
And so I moved on from there to Cornell University, where I got a PhD in the Department of Ecology and Evolutionary Biology. And the reason why I actually went to Cornell is they had this new program that was this interdisciplinary training program in biogeochemistry and environmental change.
Okay.
And part of that was, to understand how the environment's changing and, what we can do, where humans' role in the environment is. I moved on from there to Oak Ridge National Lab in Tennessee, where I did a postdoc for a few years there, looking at actually the impacts of military training activities in the uplands of watersheds, what that did to the downstream stream environment, and how we might be able to restore some of those impacts by putting wood back in streams. And so that was a very circuitous route, but I always had this appreciation for the coast. And when, so this would have been back in 2007.
Okay.
LUMCON had an advertisement for a coastal scientist, particularly one that was interested in the offshore areas associated with the hypoxic, or sometimes referred to as dead zone. And I saw this as an interesting opportunity to kind of connect my interest in what happens up in watersheds with downstream. And when you really want to understand what the impacts humans have on the environment, you think about where we are in Louisiana. We're at the Mississippi River Delta, and we drain 41% of the continental U.S. So a lot of the activities that we all do throughout the country all kind of feed down here.
Right.
And the other thing that's really unique about Louisiana is that we have an understanding of the importance of our coastal zones. We put a lot of attention and effort in trying to restore and maintain what we have here. And so LUMCON was sort of this ideal fit for me. And so that's what kind of led me to be here. And, for somebody that's moved around a lot, I've had 41 mailing addresses in my life, and I live in the same house and worked at LUMCON for almost 17 years.
Well, there you go.
So, it's finding a new home.
Right. And if you're looking at watersheds across the country and where the impact is, go to the end of the road, right?
Exactly.
Where it kind of stops before it goes into the Gulf.
Yeah.
Very cool. And so LUMCON itself has got some really great things. You guys have an incredible team down at LUMCON, really studying so many different things.
We certainly do. And LUMCON is a really unique place because we were created legislatively in 1979 with a mission to promote, facilitate, and conduct research and education collaborations among all Louisiana's universities, especially, what's relevant to sustainability of our coastal marine environments. And so we are this physical presence. We have this fantastic marine lab facility down in Cocodrie, and now we have a new campus up in Houma that connects us a little bit more to the community. But we're also a consortium of all the universities in the state. And Louisiana has a really diverse number of universities. We have 24-year public state institutions. We have 12 community colleges and technical colleges. And then we also have 10 private institutions of higher education. And all of those are part of our consortium. So part of our role is to sort of facilitate and connect those different institutions. So it makes it a really unique place. And the other thing that's really unique about us is that our education programs aren't only at the university level.
Right.
Our education, as Mert Conover, our Associate Director of Education Outreach, likes to refer to it, they run from pre-K to gray. So, we have a really extensive, K-12 program. We have our university programs, many of which are in residence programs, which is very unique. And then we have a lot of public education and outreach.
Wow. And listen, I got to tell you, that's so very unique. But what it does is it says that people can learn about the coast, the challenges, what we're doing about it at all different levels. And I love that you have programs that kind of fit for each of those age groups, if you will.
Right.
From pre-K to gray. I like that. Yeah. From kids from 1 to 92, right?
Yeah.
And so I love it. So a lot of good things happening. I know we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about the open house, talk a little bit about that ribbon cutting with the new place. Really good things happening. And so, Dr. Bryan, thank you for joining us this morning. Stick around. We'll do that again.
Okay.
All right. Very good. All right. Dr. Roberts will do that. You do that as well. Come right back here on Bayou Time as we talk more about good things happening with LUMCON.
Social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bork, know your rights.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. Again, your host, Keith M. Whiteside, LCSW with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However, you may be joining us. Very glad Dr. Bryan Roberts is joining us once again. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So I appreciate you sharing your story and telling us how you got to LUMCON. Let's tell some people how they can kind of come to LUMCON and enjoy that. Let's put that flyer up if you don't mind, Aaron. I want people to know about this open house. So April 13th from 9 to 3, research vessel tours, lots of things going on. And so thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. Really excited about this open house, right?
Yeah, very excited. It's something that we've traditionally done every other year. Okay. We've had a little bit of a hiatus for a couple reasons.
Yeah, we've had some COVID and some Ida reasons.
Yes, we had the pandemic and we had significant damage from Ida. So we're really excited to welcome people back to the Marine Center. And we're going to talk about our new facility, but I want to remind people that we're still based in Cocodrie, and this is where our base of operations is going to be. So we're really excited to be able to show people some of the improvements we made down the facility and a lot of the different science and education activities that we have going on.
So Aaron, put that back up if you don't mind. I want people to know about this. Tell us a little bit about what's going to happen there that day.
Okay, so people can come anytime throughout the day. We actually have shuttles that are departing from Houma on our campus on Dixon Road, so people don't have to drive all the way down to Cocodrie if they don't want to or don't have the means to. So you can come in. It's a lot of self-guided tours. We have a scavenger hunt for the kids to go around. There's some questions and activities in a variety of different labs around the facility. We also have a couple of story sessions with Sailor Sally. We have a play that's going to be performed twice during the day by some of our staff members. We have a series of education workshops that are going to take place. We also have some science talks by a few of our faculty as well as some of our graduate students. And then there are a couple of sessions where I'm going to give some remarks and have some question and answer available for people to talk to me. We have lunch provided from 11 to 1 for those that are there during that window. We also have tours of our research vessels, which we are the state's research fleet. The RV Pelican is on offshore 200 days a year. It's the most heavily used vessel of its size class in the national fleet.
Wow.
And so there's a lot of exciting things going on. We're really excited to have people be able to see what's going on at LUMCON.
A live animal tank as well.
We do have animals. Took us a while after I did to get that really rebuilt, but we have some of the aquaria tanks are up and running, and we're excited to have people see that. There'll be some touch tanks as well for some of the activities that are going on in the facility. But it's just a really great time to be able to show and share with the community all the different things that we do.
I love it. And one of the things you mentioned is now with this brand new building here on Dixon, you guys are going to be able to shuttle people down to that open house. Let's talk about how excited we are about this new state-of-the-art facility that's been opened.
Yeah, well, it's fantastic. One of the things that's great about having this new location in Houma, it's in the middle of the maritime industrial complex, so it allows us to have a lot more partnerships and working relationships with industry. It's also on the same campus with the community college system, and one of our closest partners, Fletcher Technical Community College, is there. So we have the ability to have some of those cross-fertilization of ideas and programs. It also allows us to reach people more easily than all the way down in Cocodrie. There is a middle school, Grand Bayou Middle is only a mile down the road. There's a high school, Ellender's just a mile further up the road, so we can now do after-school programs. We also can do summer day camps. Programs in Cocodrie tend to be ones that are largely in residence, so people, have to stay down there. Not everybody can do that, so we can reach people that way. We're also going to be doing some adult education workshops in the evenings because it's closer to town. We can do a lot more to reach the community and interact with that. And our focus is a little bit more on engineering and technology applications of science, how that's be able to be used to solve a lot of our coastal problems, a little bit more than our field-based orientation of the activity to have down in Cocodrie. So it's a really nice mix and way for us to expand.
So what a great idea, too, to be able to have some of that higher level, if you will, thinking about what to do about some of the problems y'all identify in the field. Right. Some of the things that your scientists and your team down at LUMCON are saying, okay, this is what we're experiencing. These are some of our problems. And so we have that ivory tower, if you will. Beautiful, by the way, beautiful facility to really kind of be thinking about what to do about it. And in the meantime, better connection with the community.
Yeah, and that's really one of the things that we're really excited about. And this is the first building of a campus build out that we have there. Right now under construction is a boat slip and bulkhead to house the National Science Foundation is building 3 larger vessels, these regional class research vessels that are just under 200 feet long. They're actually being built right across the channel by Bollinger in Houma.
Okay. Very nice.
The third one that comes off the line is one serving the Gulf of Mexico that we're going to operate in collaboration with the University of Southern Mississippi. And it's going to have 2 home ports, one right there on that campus in Houma and one in Gulfport in Mississippi.
Wow.
And then following that, we're going to have a Marine Operations Center that's going to be behind our building and next to that boat slip. It allows us to sort of move a lot of our resources and facilities up closer to town. It also gives a little more protection, being a little bit more inland. So we're really excited about the growth and expansion of LUMCON that we've been experiencing and we're going to be experiencing in the next several years.
Well, I got to tell you, lots of wonderful things going on. So, Dr. Roberts, we appreciate you coming to share with us the open house, coming to share with us what's happening with the new building on Dixon, and the connection with the community that says, come and see what's happening. Come and see what's happening ecologically in our area. So a lot of really wonderful things that you guys are doing. So we appreciate your time. More importantly, we appreciate what y'all are doing and being able to connect with the community.
Well, we appreciate the opportunity to talk about it, and please come join us on the 13th.
Oh, very good. All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular segment and this Bayou Time. Don't go anywhere. A whole lot more right here on HTV.